In this video, we're going to be breaking down this fantastic garden enclosure that was sent in by a customer of ours named Sandy. This is made entirely out of 3/4 inch electrical conduit, which you can find at different hardware and home improvement stores like Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware, and places like that. And the pieces of conduit are connected together with steel connectors that we manufacture in Anderson, South Carolina. And we're going to be breaking down this build. We're going to talk about the different techniques, like the roof that I think is fantastic, and also things like the material on the outside of the frame and the hinges that she used, and just some really creative stuff within this build. So first of all, let's just talk about the main frame. And you can see here that she's got some raised garden beds that she is protecting. She said there's a field really close by with lots of rats and squirrels that were getting in there and eating everything from the tomatoes to the cucumbers. So really needed to protect the plants, and that's why she put this together, which makes a lot of sense. If you're a gardener, I'm sure you can understand. And basically, this frame, I want to break it down and kind of split it up into two things, because the bottom half and the roof are something that they're made separately and then combined really simply, which she said it was kind of she said she wouldn't do the roof the same way because it was kind of complicated. So, that is her experience, and she did say that. So you keep that in mind if you want to recreate this. I think it looks fantastic, and I really think it's a really an awesome way to do a roof that we haven't seen a lot of. So, if you can put up with the kind of complexity of putting it together, then I think it's worth it because it looks fantastic. But it's really cool. So let's just break down the main frame, and we'll start by looking at this. Really, let's do the verticals first, because I think that will really help us get a good grasp of how this is put together. So we've got, I think this one goes all the way down to the ground. So I think there's 3 per side on each end, rather. And then she's got these verticals on the sides here. There's 2, 3, 4, and then 3 more verticals on the sides again. Oh, that's actually not where that is. Here it is. And then we can't really see this other one back there. And then, of course, there's going to be 4 more in the back. So really, all of those verticals are connected to the roof. And then, but she basically did 2 rectangles. She's got the rectangles on the bottom, and then the rectangle up right before the roof connection. And the way that she did those down here was with the 90-degree connectors in the corners. So that is a connector that allows you to basically have a piece of conduit running through the middle of the connector, and then 2 pieces that terminate on the outside at a 90-degree angle. But you can use those in the corners to create a box shape. And she did that here. There's 4 90-degree connectors in total per side, so that means there's 8 total for this box. Of course, we can't see those 2 back there, but they're back there. And then basically the rest of the verticals are connected using what's called a 180-degree connector. And this is a really great technique. If you're building any kind of structure that's going to be over 5 foot, this is really the best way to do it, because you can break up a long horizontal span. I forget the dimensions of this, 8.5 by 14. So it's 14 foot long. So it's obviously that's over 10 foot. And she did this really smartly, where she has, I don't even know if smartly is a word, did this really, really great, where she broke up this long horizontal span by adding vertical supports. And the 180-degree connector works perfect for that, because it breaks up the horizontal span, and allows you to, cut this piece down, this horizontal piece that's connected from the 90 to the 180, and then terminates in the 180 there. And then, of course, the vertical, the blue line, is running continuously through it. And this just allows you to break up that horizontal and add the vertical support going all the way down to the bottom of the frame. And then that bottom connection, she left this one piece here because it stops, and there's another 90-degree connector here, and that allows her to walk in the gate without tripping on anything down here. So she used the 90 there and another one here. So this is just one continuous piece of conduit running from the 90 in the bottom corner to this 90 where the doorway goes. And so instead of using the same technique for the 180s down here, this is just a T connector from Maker Pipe. Let's see, let's erase that. And she used the T connector from Maker, I just put another line there, it doesn't matter. She used the T connector from Maker Pipe, which only joins 2 pieces of conduit together. It's by far the most versatile connector in the system, but that red line is the horizontal piece that's running continuously through the top half of the connector, and then the bottom half of the T has the vertical connected into it, and it's terminating there. And that's really the same technique that she did going all the way around this whole frame, where she's got a 180 there, and another one here, and then or I guess it's actually a little bit lower than that. Let's see. Some of the angles of these photos are making it a little hard to see, but there's the 180 there. Then, of course, the 90-degree connector in the corner. You got the T connectors down here, and it's pretty much just mirrored on the other side. And then she used T connectors again on the side to add some bracing from one side of the frame to the other, which is really smart and a great way to do that. Just going from one side to the other, and of course that's going to be mirrored over here. She's got the piece going across, and then the two T connectors holding that in place. That's just some angled bracing that she's got there. And actually, I think I'm wrong. I think she actually has a 180 in the middle here, and then a horizontal piece going from one side to the other, because if you look, she's got a 180 up here, and that's the same technique that we highlighted on the sides, where she's breaking up the horizontal span. Oh my gosh, I cannot get this color right. Breaking up the horizontal span, and that vertical is running continuously through it, and then the horizontal pieces are coming out of each side and going to the 90 in the corner. But then she did that same technique back here on the other side, of course. So basically, it's the same technique on both sides. It's just mirrored from one side to the other. The only difference is the front here is left open, so she has a gate here. And then in the back, she actually did something cool. We don't really see a good photo of it, so I don't know exactly how she did it. But it looks like just a simple two-dimensional rectangle using T connectors to add some shelving here inside the greenhouse, or inside the enclosure here. And then I think she actually built a small little cube here using 4 90-degree connectors to make a stand for the sink that is connected to the walls, which is pretty sweet. Like I said, we don't really see an exact photo of that, so I'm not entirely sure if that's how she did it, but that's really the main frame. We just got all these verticals connected and joined together using the 180s and the T connectors around the top, and then the same technique down low with T connectors, joining in different places, and then the 180s breaking up the horizontal spans, and then the 90s in the corners. So that's really the main frame. While we're here, we'll go ahead and talk about the door. It's just a really simple two-dimensional rectangle using T connectors in the corners. And then I've got a picture of some hinges that she used that I think are a really great option that I'll show you guys in a second. But really, the door is pretty simple. It's just this two-dimensional rectangle with the T connectors connecting them together, and then it's just made to fit perfectly in this door frame that she created, as we talked about earlier with the 90s and everything, so she's not tripping over any poles down there. But that's how the door is connected. And so that's pretty much that. We can talk about let's talk about the roof now, which is a really great technique. And here we can kind of see where the verticals are going all the way up to the roof and connecting. And I love this idea. She said it was, pretty complex and hard to do, and she wouldn't do it again. So like I said, keep that in mind. But I do think it looks awesome, and it's unfortunate that it wasn't super easy. But I can imagine, because it is a pretty complex roof. We actually made a calculator a while back where if you're making arched roofs or, arches over, garden beds, or if you're doing like Christmas decorations and making full circles for Christmas trees, whatever it might be, we did a calculator so you can figure out what bins you need to make and how far they need to be apart and everything like that. I'll link that video tutorial and blog down below if you want to check it out. But basically, so that main frame we just talked about, all the verticals were sticking up, and we don't have anything connected to the top of them whenever I showed you a second ago. But now we can look and see there's adjustable angle connectors that are grabbing onto this arch here and then joining with the verticals that we looked at from the main frame. So basically, from one side to the other, this arch goes. And then the adjustable angle connectors are just grabbing on, and they function very similar to the T's, where the top half allows you to run a piece of pipe continuously through it, and the bottom half terminates inside of it, which is the verticals that we talked about in the main part of the frame. But then you can adjust the top half to match whatever angle it is that you need, which works out great here for this arch that she's created. And basically, she did that same technique going all the way down the roof and just connected in that same way. And then we can see this middle vertical goes up, and she actually connected, it looks like a 90-degree connector here, which is probably, pretty challenging to accomplish. But the 90 is connected there, and then basically there's a bunch of verticals that connect all the ribs of the roof together, and then she's using the 180-degree connector that we talked about a minute ago, where the arch is running continuously through the 180, and then the middle pieces, these red lines here, are what is terminating in the pieces in the sides of the 180. And then she just did that same technique all the way down. So that's pretty simple to sit here and talk about, but she said it was pretty challenging to accomplish. So, but really cool. I love how it looks. And that's pretty much the main frame. She said that she used 1/2-inch hardware cloth on the outside of the frame because she's trying to keep out some really small critters. So got to be a pretty small squares here to keep them out. So that's what she used. I don't know if she said how it was attached to the framework. Probably metal zip ties, if I had to guess. That would probably work really well to wrap around the conduit and go inside of the squares here. We did a video on those a while back that I'll link below if you want to check it out. But she used 1/2-inch hardware cloth on the outside of the frame. That stuff is fairly stiff because it's steel, but it's also bendable, and so you can work that over arches and things like that. But this is a pretty cool build, and there's some really cool stuff inside of it that I want to highlight really quickly. She actually incorporated a trellis into the roof that is hanging above the garden beds, as we can see. And to do that, she just used adjustable angle connectors grabbing on, and then those go down and grab onto a rectangle that she made with T connectors, which are the two. They join the two pieces of conduit together, as we talked about earlier. And this is separate from the main frame. This is specifically made to trellis the plants. So she just has the adjustable angles connected to the roof at the unique angle, and that's just going down and grabbing onto this two-dimensional rectangle that she put together, as we can see there. And that is what she has these tomato hooks hanging off of, as we can see here. There's all those different tomato hooks that are going down and trellising the plants. So that's really cool. And we can kind of see, not really, but we can kind of see the shelves here. Again, I think those two verticals that were in the main frame, I think she just branched off of those using T connectors to make shelves here, just a two-dimensional rectangle, similar to what we just looked at as the trellis netting frame. But this is just supporting some trays there. And then underneath is that sink that we don't really get a good picture of, but I'm pretty sure it was just really simple, standard, rectangle to support the shelf. But all around, this is really cool. Love seeing this. She said she called it a screen house instead of a greenhouse because it's not made to capture heat, but, it could be a cold house if you put tarp over it, or you could, trap all the heat inside, put some greenhouse plastic on there with the greenhouse plastic clips, turn this into a greenhouse. And I almost forgot the hinges here. These are snap-on aluminum hinges that are made for PVC. They have an OD of 1 inch. We've used them in a video, and they were my favorite thing to recommend before the 3D printed hinges that Billy makes. But they're really a great option. You just have to kind of squeeze them around the conduit, and then you use self-drilling screws to hold them in place. And this is what she said that she used for the doors on the greenhouse there, as you can see kind of if you look closely at the door. But that's how she attached the door, and that's how it's rotating back and forth. But really cool. Thanks so much, Sandy, for sharing this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll link her build down below if you want to ask her any questions or make any comments or just see the photos in more detail. You can also ask questions under the video, and we'll get back to you. Thanks, everybody, for watching. If you like this video, leave a like and consider subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.